What is up, my fellow music lovers? I'm Josh. This is my new channel, Jesus Riding Raptors. This is my first review from a band called Intervals. If you don't know them yet, you should, but chances are if you clicked on this, you've at least heard some of it. And I commend you for that, because they're hard to find. They're blowing up a little bit for a gent band, but it's still hard to find. You're not going to hear them on your radio. You're not going to hear them on MTV. But music these days is found on YouTube, found by word of mouth. And luckily, thank the metal gods, I found Intervals, because this band has showed me a whole new side of gent, whole new side of progressive music. It has showed me a lot. And, you know, they have made an album. You know, this is their first full-length album. They had 2 EPs before. They were an instrumental band. They were instrumental EPs. Then the bassist became the singer. They decided they wanted to make an album with vocals, and I think it adds a whole new layer to this band. I mean, those 2 EPs were really good. You know, The Space Between in 2011, In Time in 2012, and then A Voice Within came out this year. It came out on my birthday, actually, March 4th, and they worked really hard on it, you can tell. You know, Aaron Marshall is a genius on guitars, and he is quickly becoming one of my favorite guitarists. He plays such a unique style, and you know, a lot of these bands can start to kind of sound similar, and I'm sure there's people that hear that Intervals is similar to other bands, and they are similar, but they have their own unique style. And there's no screaming on this album, which is nuts, because usually with a band, when you get gent and when you get progressive, and you know, with the exception of a few, you're going to have some harsh vocals. But these guys go out on a limb, and it's all clean. You know, Mike Semeski, he was the bass player. Now he's the vocalist. And, you know, I think they decided that in studio. And in order for him to focus mainly on the vocals, he turned the bass over to Aaron Marshall on recording. And, you know, they have ties with the Human Abstract. They're actually using the bassist from the Human Abstract during live shows. So I don't know if he's going to become a part of the band or what. But, you know, Mike Semeski sings his ass off on this album. And it's so catchy. And you've got all these crazy guitar parts going on. You've got insane bass lines. The drummer, Ain't Sastry, is fucking brilliant. And, you know, and then you've got Lucas Gadier too. And all these guys have come together, and, you know, Lucas kind of gets overshadowed because Aaron Marshall gets a lot of the credit, which is fine. But, you know, he's a killer player too. He's a really good player. And these guys have shown me so much musically in such a little time. And, you know, they debuted a song a day until the album came out, which was cool to me. You know, and they've been touring like crazy since, and they really put on a good live show. I mean, their YouTube videos are up, and you can watch what they do live, and I'm praying they come to where I'm from. But, you know, let's talk about the album a little bit. It's called A Voice Within. It's got 9 tracks on it, and those tracks punch you in the face from 1 second in. And, you know, it doesn't get oversaturated. Their songs aren't crazy long, but they're put together so well. And this is a genre where you can get a little bit oversaturated. I mean, that's the best word for it, I think. The songs can get a little long. The songs can get a little tedious and monotonous. But with Intervals, they have taken it to a whole nother level. I mean, they put these huge, epic choruses in. It's so catchy, and you're just driving along or listening, and just you can't help but nod your head, man. And you know they can bring fans from modern day rock, radio rock, into the gent land because they can pull them in with their amazing catchiness and marketability. They're good guys, and you know, you can tell they sing about what's going on in the world. You know, they're not too negative, they're not too positive. They have good lyrics, they have good songs. They have really good song structure. I mean, you could put any of these songs on American radio, even though they're petrified to do that. You could put these songs on radio and they would do well. And I really wish they would. The radio is so just ridiculous. Now, I haven't listened to American radio in 6 months, unless I'm changing CDs or unplugging my MP3 player. You know, it's ridiculous. And bands like Intervals, bands in the gent genre, which I've become basically obsessed with, it's crazy what they're doing. And to be a band like Intervals, touring with Between the Buried and Me and the Contortionists, who are much heavier on the vocal side of it, it's really nuts that they have gotten such the following that they have. But it makes me proud to be a fan. It makes me happy that I know of this band. And this album is a kick in the face, man. It is just, you cannot listen to it as a fan of heavy music and not just be like, wow. I mean, wow is the best word I can use to describe it. Because you take everything that's good about a lot of other bands and you add all clean vocals. And, you know, they were making waves when they were all instrumental. But then you add Mike Semeski on the vocals, man. Good Lord. It just takes them to a whole new level. And this CD, from track 1 to track 9, is nonstop, man. You don't get bored. And I haven't yet. I've been listening to it like crazy. And, you know, this CD prompted me to start doing reviews. I wanted to review this. I wanted to get their name out there the best I could so people can hopefully find out about them and just know that the rock world is not, it's not dead, man. Rock is out there. Metal is alive. And Intervals could lead the way. I mean, I really think that they are going to be something. And it's hard these days. But, you know, if anybody can do it, I think it's them. But with A Voice Within, they take you, and the way Aaron Marshall has put these songs together, the bass lines he has written, the guitar riffs he has written, it just goes with the music perfectly. You never, you know, they get a little soft, they get a little high-pitched on the vocals, a little whiny, if you want to go there. And it still works. You know, everything they do works. And I really don't know how they're going to follow this up, but, you know, I can't wait. I'm already waiting on their next album, you know. But the way this band displays their talent is just, it's unbelievable. And to know that there's a band out there doing that, still trying, after you can make music and make a ton of money now these days by not trying. It's amazing to me that there's still guys out there busting their ass on tour and actually playing their instruments and just making it big, man. Making the music they love as big as it possibly can get. And that's what Intervals does. And I really recommend that you go get this album. It's called A Voice Within. And, you know, they look up the singles, man. Epiphany. Ephemeral is that word. It's a little hard to say. And then Moment Marauder has a video. But look up those songs and then just listen to the rest of the album. I mean, and go back and listen to The Space Between and In Time. Because if you like instrumental music, that's actually how I found them. I never heard the vocals, and I listened to the Space Between and In Time, and I was hooked. You know, I love Animals as Leaders, you know, all these other instrumental bands, and, you know, Periphery is another one that started instrumental, and they went a little harsher on the vocals. But, you know, this band, if you like any of those bands, this band will fit into your collection beautifully. And I just can't wait for people to start noticing them and start going to see their shows, buying their records. I think they had the #1 album on iTunes, and they're not even fully signed to a complete label yet, you know. It's crazy what they're doing. And this band, you know, you heard it first right here that this will be a huge band. And, you know, I don't really have that much else to say about it, except this band is wonderful. This CD is heavy in all the right ways. It's soft in all the right ways. And if you like intricate, amazing guitar work, then Aaron Marshall and Lucas Guider has it for you. If you like drums, Ain't Up Sastry has it for you. This dude is insane behind the skins. Mike Semeski killing it on vocals. All 4 of these guys are out of this world. If you like the Human Abstract, if you like Periphery, if you like those bands, please check Intervals out, man. I really hope you've already listened to it. But, you know, this was just my opinion. This is my first review. I really hope you get this album any way you can. Download it, whatever. I bought it. They did a cool bundle. Got the shirt, got the poster. I'm an Intervals fanboy. I'm not gonna lie, but I love them, and you know it's gonna be a while before a CD comes out that I like as much as I like this one. So you know, I give it 2 big thumbs up, and you know, if you like this, I hope you like this review. I know it can get boring just seeing a fat metalhead talking about a CD he likes, but you know, I want to do reviews. I want to review bands I love and review CDs I love. And Intervals: A Voice Within is the best album that has come out so far this year, in my opinion. But we're gonna talk about some more good CDs in videos to come. But just go pick it up, download it, whatever you gotta do. Listen to this band. If you think music is dead, if you think rock and metal is dead, if you think talented music is dead, get this CD, please. Thank you for watching. Share, like, comment, do whatever. Call me a fat piece of shit, because that still means you watched. But thank you guys. Go pick up Intervals. Check it out. Metal.